Okay, I just want to say this before I start this video so you'll know my credentials because, yeah, I am a child of the 90s. I'm a millennial. I was born in 1991. My parents were born in the late 40s. They were teenagers in the 1960s. And my older siblings were born in the mid to late 1970s, early 1980s. So, just my qualifications, grew up in the 90s and 2000s myself. Just my qualifications of how I start this video, okay? And I know as some of y'all lifelong Michael Jackson fans, y'all who are really, really, really connected to the music, y'all who are really, really, really like fanatic over Michael Jackson might think this is a terrible take, but oh well. My favorite Michael Jackson album is Thriller. Don't hurt me. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're either going to say, one, Thriller is overhyped, okay? People only like Thriller because it was the best-selling album of all time, because of all the singles, because of all the pop of it all of that, right? But Off the Wall, Bad, and even Dangerous is better than Thriller, okay? I know I'm going to hear that. And especially from black folks, as a black person, I know you're about to be like, how you like Thriller over Off the Wall because you know Off the Wall is Michael Jackson's blackest album. And that's not even true, but I get what you're trying to say with that. So yeah, okay, fine, because it was made in the 70s. I get it. But I'm sorry. I absolutely love Thriller. And when I say I love Thriller, I'm not even talking about the singles. And I love the singles. I think Thriller is a perfect album. And I also think that Thriller has some of Michael's best music. I know. But to me, because I love Bad and I love Off the Wall, but my favorite Thriller records aren't even the singles. It aren't even the singles. They're the ones that y'all act like y'all don't like. Okay? There's songs like The Lady in My Life, which is my all-time favorite Michael Jackson song, but also one of my all-time favorite songs of all time, no matter who. Like, that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Like, I literally adore The Lady in My Life. I'm like a Lady in My Life stan. Like, I absolutely adore that record so much. And I feel like it does not get the praise it so rightfully deserves. Have you heard The Lady in My Life lately? He just goes in. Like, the fact that Quincy Jones said that he really had to coax Michael into the studio, and he had a whole like sheet or a whole like whatever where he was hiding himself so he could record that song because of the passion and just the stank and the passion that was in that. Oh my gosh. The way that Michael Jackson speaks, the way that Michael Jackson sings, the way that Michael Jackson emotes on that song is so sensual and incredibly beautiful, and it's one of my favorite R&B songs of all time. Like, it is just so good. And then Call Me Weird. I don't care, because most of y'all call out this song all the time because y'all not hip to the game. But I love The Girl Is Mine. And I don't care that The Girl Is Mine has Paul McCartney on it, okay? Call me what you want. Yes, I am a Beatles fan. Okay? I grew up a Beatles fan. My mom was part of original Beatlemania back in the 1960s. She grew up in LA. It was a whole thing. So yes, I grew up on the Beatles. Okay? Whatever. But at the end of the day, that's just a good song, irregardless of who would have been on it. It's a good song. The melody's good. The instrumentation's good. The whole song is just really good. The back and forth is great. You know, I will say personally that I like Say, Say, Say just a little bit more when it comes to the Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney collaborations they did. I do like Say, Say, Say a little bit more. But The Girl Is Mine is incredible. Okay? The Girl Is Mine is amazing. And then y'all have the nerve, the gall, and the audacity to be like, well, Baby Be Mine is not good either. Miss me, okay? Because if you went back through my history, and listen, okay, because I'm a millennial, I had Thriller on CD. growing up. But also, because my parents were born in the 1940s, the late 1940s, teenagers in the 1960s, they had Thriller vinyl when I was growing up. And because they had Thriller vinyl, we used to listen to Thriller on vinyl all the time. I remember being in our living room and my nephew was just born, and he was really little. And I remember us putting on Thriller on the record player and him just dancing and getting so excited. And his favorite song was PYT because he was little and he didn't know how to say many words or say many letters. So he could say PYT and that was his favorite song. It was really cute. But Baby Be Mine was literally on repeat. Yeah. Whether it was The Lady of My Life, The Girl Is Mine, or PYT, or Baby Be Mine, those 4 songs were on repeat in my house, in my CD player when I was in 4th grade and I had a little CD player and I used to play Thriller on repeat. I would always play those songs. Those songs kept getting played and kept getting played and kept getting played. So when I say I love Thriller, I'm not just saying, oh yeah, Billie Jean, I love, Want to Be Starting Something, I love, Thriller, I love, Human Nature, I love, which don't even ever get me started on Human Nature. Such a gorgeous song. Shout out to Toto. Such a gorgeous song. So I'm not even saying anything about that one either because that's probably one of my top songs too off Thriller. But I'm just saying, when it comes to the singles, when it comes to Beat It, when it comes to these singles, I absolutely adore them. But they're not yes, they get played because when I play the full album, I'm going to play the full album. But The Lady in My Life, The Girl Is Mine, PYT, Baby Be Mine, and Human Nature, I'll add that one in there. Those probably are the 5 off Thriller that I'm every time I turn on Thriller, I'm those are the ones that I'm so excited to listen to. While I do love Thriller, and I do love Beat It, and I do love Billie Jean, and I do love Want to Be Starting Something, I love those songs. Those are amazing songs. And the music videos eat. But, when I'm really being serious about it, those are my Thriller songs. So I'm not one of those people who just loves Thriller because of the singles, and I'm really not well versed into the Michael Jackson discography or knowing Michael Jackson's music very well. I know Michael Jackson's music very well. My point is that I just love Thriller because I have a lot of connection to it. When I was in high school, I remember I had this class. I am dyslexic, so I had a few of my classes that would be technically considered special ed classes, and I had this teacher. And one of my classes was called Basic Skills. It was basically a study hall class for people who had dyslexia or different things like that, right? They had IEPs. Anyways, so I had this class and it was usually in the morning. And I remember my teacher would literally, we would walk into the classroom, we would be walking towards the classroom in the hallway. And I just remember hearing Thriller being played so loud out of his classroom. And every day that I had that class, I knew I was going to start the class off great. I knew my day was going to be wonderful because my teacher, he was playing Thriller out of his classroom. And I just said, that's how I know I'm going to have a good day. So you see, Thriller has just followed me around my whole life, and that's why it's my favorite Michael Jackson album, okay? It's not because I'm trying to be oh my gosh, because it sold so many records, and it's, holds this all-time record, and, the Grammys, and all of these things, these accolades, right? That's not really why I love Thriller so much. I love Thriller because I have a connection with it, and because some of my all-time favorite songs of all time are from that album, and it's one of my favorites. So I know that people love to clown people who claim to be real Michael Jackson fans, and they say that Thriller's their favorite record, and they like to clown us because they'll be like, girl, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. And I just be like, excuse me, but I'm allowed to like Thriller and be a real Michael Jackson fan. And I need people to understand that.